What's good? What's good? How you feeling, iLLWill?
Feeling good, man. Feeling great. How you feel?
Oh man, I'm well. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I'm touched by God. You know how
Talk
it goes.
about it.
Who you touched by?
Zeus, man.
Yeah,
Zeus
it's not Hercules today. Poseidon.
Nah.
Zeus.
We do have many gods, though.
Yeah, I feel you. Welcome to another edition of No Facts, No Problem. Audience of one. Ain't no name yet. The name matters. Keep talking shit. The bald and the bearded. The daddy and the man with the plan. Nah, we could go all day, but I am one of your hosts, your boy, JussEricMatthew, Prince Hakeem, the Princess of Munda. You feel me? That guy.
Talk about it.
And I'm joined live,
baby,
with my brother, my blood.
The other half of No Facts, No Problem.
Yes, sir.
The two-time Son of the Year award.
That's twice.
$98.99.
$98.99.
Back to back, baby.
Talk about it.
Sir.
Damn. Are you in the running for any more awards?
Yeah. My mom is around, you know. She be handing them out still.
Got you.
I got a few under my belt.
Okay. So you can still win Son of the Year.
Yeah.
You might go for your third ring.
Listen, no, I got 3, man. I'm going for number 6.
I
just had back to back.
It was just back to back.
Yeah, that's why I gotta throw that one out there. You know,
heard you. Okay,
I want my brothers to understand that.
All right, man. No, for you guys, settle down, get comfortable. All right, and let JussEricMatthew and iLLWill do what we do best. iLLWill, when should we commence doing what we do best?
Now.
All right, let's get it. Man, dive right in. Talk to me.
Dive right in. So, about 2 years ago, 2016, 3 years ago now, there was a shooting in a school.
Which one?
Which one, right? In Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, right? And 17 people were killed. But that's not what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about the aftermath and what happens to these communities or schools after the fact. So 2 students have committed suicide, saying they had survivor's guilt for surviving the incident. So, what do you think about the survivor's guilt or anything?
I mean, do you know if any of them left any note or anything? The young lady, iLLWill.
The young lady, she just told her parents that she was experienced.
Got you.
And she was seeking help.
Damn.
And she told the therapist as well. She just didn't tell them that. And the second guy, I believe he did leave a note.
Right. Him. They're holding everything under wraps. They don't want to say his name.
We haven't said his name, nothing like this. But they know that they think that it's
based on that. I completely understand that, man. Like, high school already is a particular time in your life, right? It's when you're coming into your adulthood. And generally, for most people, you go to high school with the same people that you've been going to junior high, middle school, elementary, whatever. So these are people that you've known for most of your life. Just think about your own high school experience. Even people that you're not close to, the fact that you see them every day, routine, at a certain time, for a certain amount of time, is already something that can affect you whenever they're no longer there. You know, you go to social studies, and Will, who used to be in there cracking jokes doing his thing, is no longer there. And even if you were annoyed with Will while you guys were in class together, right now, the fact that he's not there can throw you off. It makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I do believe in survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
And so like same thing, like if you're used to seeing someone there or whatever, and that'll affect your life.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you both go through the same incident and you live and they don't.
Exactly. It's like, yo, why did I survive?
Yeah. You start questioning that. Also,
bro, and it's not even just the questioning, but it's like, I guess it is another form of questioning. It's also just questioning your life, because already at that juncture in your life, you're about 16, 17, 18 years old, you're starting to figure out life. And then this crazy tragic thing happens where a bunch of people's lives are ended. Like, they don't get to they don't get to graduate high school with you. Exactly. Just something that simple. They don't get to graduate high school with you. They don't get to go to college. They don't get to have a family or do whatever the fuck they wanted to do, carry on their dreams or whatever. And I can completely understand you being there like, yo, so what the fuck is this life thing about? Like, why am I here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
You start questioning things like, oh, why me? Why did I survive? This, that. Oh, like in her case, she already had graduated.
Right.
She was just still suffering. She says or what she told her mom was that, you know, some of her friends who she was in freshman year with, and they known each other for over 10 years.
Exactly, man.
And now they're gone and stuff, and they don't get to experience what she's experienced. So she thinks that, you know, maybe you put some blame on yourself, even though you shouldn't.
Right.
That's kind of like part of survivor's guilt. I have a friend who was driving one night, got into an accident, and his whole family died in the accident.
Wow.
And he has survivor's guilt because he was the only one that lived. Well, his sister survived too.
Okay.
Let me fix that up. Him and his sister survived. He was the one driving though. His parents died, and he moved to Florida, I believe. So yeah, I spoke with him once, and he told me that he thought it was his fault or whatever.
Shit, so, man. I can only imagine something like that with your parents. Yikes. Yeah. Oof. God forbid. Yeah. But yeah, man, like this thing is just sad because, and then I see people online like what's it gonna take for them to do something about it? What do you really want, like, the school system to do? The government, okay, I understand. You might want gun law reform. That's a whole different debate. But in terms of the school, besides offering professional help, which I think they're doing,
they are doing, yeah,
right?
From what I believe, yeah,
exactly. Some kind of therapy. What more do you want them to do?
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the things about this case. They're blaming it on the government, saying what else? I mean, 17 people were murdered, 2 people committed suicide, so they're counting 19 deaths towards the same shooting.
Yeah.
So they're blaming it on the government, saying like, what else can they do? Or they're blaming it on the government, but like,
I can understand them. I can understand people blaming the government for the initial act, again, because of just the gun law reform situation.
Yeah.
But in terms of the aftermath, I don't know how that falls in the government's lap.
I don't know either. I know, like I said a minute ago, the school departments are part of the government. Like here in New York, we have the DOE. Well, that's everywhere. DOE, with the DOEs everywhere, yeah. So I guess the DOE or them, they can get more counselors or like for a certain period of time at least to speak with students affected or get them help, which I do believe they're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't
know
how, what else can they do?
Yeah, at some point I mean, it's very easy for me to say I'm not the one in these shoes. So maybe I'm talking out of turn, but I do feel the attention should be turned towards how to fix this, how to make things better, as opposed to trying to find who to blame. I just don't feel like that gets us anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But again, you know, like I said, I'm not the one living
it's
it.
It's easy for us.
Exactly. It's very easy.
We haven't been affected by anything like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, do you think Cardi has survivor's guilt?
Cardi B. Cardi B? Yeah.
You think she has survivor's guilt?
A little bit.
From the strip club?
She survived the Bronx, New York.
Oh, wow. Nah, I was
No, talk about it. Strip club. Strip club
I'm talking about she's exactly. I'm saying she survived the strip club. You know, she left all them other strippers back there living that hard life.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Hard life. I say that in quotes. Did you see what's going on with her recently?
Yes, sir. I saw this. I don't know if the
world
world saw.
Exactly. For those of you guys who don't know,
we have a clip for you guys.
Cardi, matter of fact, I'm just going to play the clip. Okay, enough of that.
It's a Cardi, baby.
Nah, bro. So for those of you guys who are a little bit hard of hearing or slow of learning, apparently Cardi admits to drugging people who would come to the strip club, and try to have sex with her. So they would come to the strip club, they see her dance, they want to fuck. She would agree, and she would take him back to a hotel, drug him, and rob him.
Drug him up.
And there is a online movement comparing her to Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
What do you heard the video. You heard her admit to it.
We all heard it now.
Exactly. We all heard it now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
The whole comparison to Bill Cosby, I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Those are two different things. Robbing someone. Not saying robbing someone is good, but robbing someone and raping someone are two different things, all right? Like, if a robber goes up to you and he says, yo, man, I used to be a thief back in the day, man, but I'm changed now.
Right.
All right, we cool, buddy.
Right.
Your past is your past. But if a rapist comes up to you and he says, buddy, hey, I used to rape women back in the day. I'm not doing it no more. No.
It's
later,
a
bro.
Reaction.
It's
exactly.
a different reaction. You know what I mean?
Reaction. So that's fair.
But yeah, like
But so you don't think she's this is comparable to Bill Cosby's situation at all.
The only thing is that they're both drugging the opposite sex. That's it. That's where it starts and stops.
Yeah. Or shit, it might have been some of the same sex. We don't really know.
You're right. It might have been the same sex.
We don't know.
We don't know, man.
No,
hey,
man.
This is better. Let me tell you, this is better than what other people do, like other women, where they take you back. And goons will go in there and they'll beat you up. They'll take all your stuff. They'll leave you there naked. Yeah. And then, wouldn't you rather get drugged and walked out?
First of all, before I even before I even go into my thoughts on this, first of all, none of you should be surprised if you are familiar with this environment at all. You know that there are women who do this. There's a whole community who do this. Breakers, you know, people who rob drug dealers, or girls like this, scammers, people who fucking steal people's identity and get credit cards and shit. There are a whole group of people who choose to live their life this way. Okay? So for me, this is not surprising. Dave East had a song.
I wasn't surprised at all either.
No.
He had a whole song about
Keisha. Yeah, that she is a girl, he scooped, whatever. They went back to the hotel. She ends up robbing him. Like, this isn't new at all. And particularly if you are in a foreign environment, this isn't new. Like, for example, when G and I went around the world, thankfully, there were many people who were looking out for us, and they would let us know, like, hey, be careful in XYZ areas, because the women here are known to break. You know, they're known to rob tourists.
It actually happened to a friend. I forgot where he was. Costa Rica, I believe, or one of those places. And he went to a whorehouse. He was having a threesome. Goons walked in. They took all the stuff.
Wow.
And then they told him, yo, you can finish now if you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they already had robbed him.
Yeah. Exactly. No, this
it happens all around the world, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you come from an environment where, like, everybody here is, like, gritty and gangster, or quote unquote gangster.
In a way, man. Even if you're a stand-up citizen XYZ, you might still be a little gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but what I mean is, like, if you're from an environment where you have to do what you have to do, like, you have to do illegal things to get by.
Right. When you're living that illegal life.
Exactly. Right. Or not even the illegal life, just like to make ends meet. I don't know if she's, I'm sure she was making ends meet. She was a stripper. They get paid that chicken.
Yeah. But, you get paid that chicken to pop that
chicken, baby.
Bullshit. No, but one thing I didn't like about this video is when she was like, what I had to do. It was like, I had to strip and then I had to rock. Fam, you chose to be a stripper.
Yep.
That's one. And she talks about it, how her mom would like try to pressure her to go to school and would try to steer her the right way. Yeah. But she wanted to be around the gangsters. She wanted to be in the mix of the fuck shit. That's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for her because apparently, from everything I can see, my expert opinion, she was just misled. It was a misguided young lady, and she found herself in a situation where she has no education and no pliable trade. So she ends up stripping, and she realizes that makes money. And once you get into that world, I can imagine how easy it is to get sucked further into the fuckery.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to sit here and say, "Oh, no one knows what I had to do," I'm sorry, I don't feel empathy for you in that regard. You chose to do this.
You chose that life.
Right. But when it comes to comparing her to Bill Cosby, I think when I say we as a society have to understand that double standards are just real.
Yep.
And double standards are what separate us from the rest of the animal kingdom. Okay, the fact that we have nuance, the fact that we can say, hey, for this situation, there's one set of rules. For this situation, there's a different set of rules.
It's the same notion. Like, you remember a few episodes ago, we talked about a man being
raped.
Yeah.
Domestic abuse. No, I think it was rape.
It was rape
against men, and we were laughing.
And we both laughed.
Yeah.
And that's, double standard.
Double standard, yeah.
We just don't look at it the same, man.
Exactly. And that's not to say one is right or one is wrong, but that just is what it is. And I think if we can, first of all, accept that, then maybe we can change it. But the whole fighting, oh no, there's no double standard, no, everything. No, it's about nuance. And in this situation, though, there's a difference between raping and robbing.
Yep.
But I think she's in the same vein of shitty in that she's drugging someone. Like, her and this individual have an agreement, and she's drugging them and taking advantage of them.
Yep.
It's in that same vein. The difference with Bill Cosby is that he was allegedly in a position of power, and he was abusing his power. These were people who were his subordinates in some form or fashion, and he was abusing that. But with Cardi, it's not necessarily a power dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, there is, but there isn't. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. There's power in the pussy. When you see the video, she's like almost crying, or like she's
really emotional about it.
Yeah, I think she feels bad about what she did.
Absolutely, it sounds like there's remorse there.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the word. It sounds like there's remorse when you see the video because she's like almost crying, saying that she had to do it, or like she felt she had to do it.
Exactly.
I'm sure there was like peer pressure on her and stuff because she was around.
Word, imagine, bro, you work at the strip club. All the other girls, that's how they're doing it. That's how they're making their bread.
Yeah. I think that's the same thing with her getting her ass done and stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, she talked about.
Yeah, doesn't she say like everyone else?
All the other ones had their ass done and they're making more money. It's like, yo, you just gotta keep up.
Exactly, you gotta keep up with the times and stuff.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah. So that's I think she, unlike Bill Cosby, where I didn't see any remorse from him or he was denying it the whole time. Yeah,
he was denying it. He was fighting.
As opposed to her, like from the video, it looks like there's remorse and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think she's gonna face any ramifications?
I don't think so, because no one has came out saying this. Like no male has came. Even though the state can go after you, I don't think they will.
See, but that's where the double standard comes in. If you're a dude who goes to the authorities to say, "Hey, I was drugged and taken advantage of,"
yeah, they're gonna laugh at you.
That's what I'm saying.
The media's gonna laugh at you. Look at the idiot that let himself get drugged up.
I can already see the headlines, man. Like, look at this moron. You
Probably.
know, got himself got. That's what I'm saying. Society hasn't created an environment where men can protest being abused in any way.
Word. You know how we know this? What's the actor's name? The one that
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews has a whole thing out,
and
it's almost never played. And when it is played, there's always a joke with
it. There's
always a joke with
Terry Crews. For those of you guys who don't know, a movie executive walked up to him as he's with his wife and grabbed his beef, like just straight grabbed his schlong and like, hold that.
Yeah, that's
and
insane.
he didn't do anything because he was like, yo, if I hit him, I'll never act again and blah, blah, blah. And whenever he came out about this, tons of other people, both famous or otherwise, were like, either making fun of him or saying like, yo, why didn't you do something? Basically blaming the victim, you know? And I think it's in the same context.
You a big boy, why didn't you do anything?
Exactly. All those muscles you got, you be shaking your titties on TV all day.
You can't,
you know? But that's what I say all that to say. For Cardi, she's not going to face any ramifications. But
I don't think so either. And she did it smart because when all this came out and everything, she went on Twitter and she said, I'm leaving this for a few days now. Have fun.
Oh, wow.
She's laying low now.
See, did she follow what? Hey, who gave you the blueprint?
Eric always says
Come on, man.
You
know Cardi listens to No Facts, No Problem. I gave you the blueprint. If you fuck up, you atone, you admit to it, and then you get low.
She says, okay, I'm off now for a few days.
That's it. You ain't got to be on Front Street all the time,
gone.
baby.
Word. She
Young Cardi Cosby. You did.
She's laying low, man.
Nah, she got to, man. She has to.
Yeah. All this is going to blow over before she knows.
Man, Cardi is a self-made fucking winner. Okay? She's messed up in her past, apparently.
Everyone has.
And everyone has. And again, but two things can be true, you know? Like, it can be that she fucked up and that's not cool. But I still think, from what we can see, she's a stand-up individual, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
She tries to reach back and help out. She's definitely always trying to put on for women, etc. And I just think the goodwill that she has in society and community will make it so that people won't really talk about this. They won't care about this.
And she keeps it real, man. She did this video herself.
Word. She admitted to it, yeah. It's not like somebody outed her. Yeah.
It's not like somebody put it out there I mean, somebody brought it back up because it's so old, but she already had publicly said this. So it's not like she's hiding it or anything.
Exactly.
Talking about self-made, we have another person who self-proclaimed self-made.
Oh, God.
Our president.
45?
Number 45, Donald Trump.
Boy.
So,
huge.
Collusion.
So
just yesterday or 2 days ago, actually,
he's all in the news. Yeah.
Robert Mueller's investigation ended, and they found no collusion with Russia to help in the 2016 elections. And I think he got a dub.
Man, and I said this before when his lawyer was testifying against him.
Yeah, fuck that guy, by the way.
I think we, as a society, as a people, need to stop trying to get Trump caught up on things. Stop trying to trip him up.
Word,
I don't
man.
think that that's the way to deal with him. Clearly, nothing sticks because he is un sinvergüenza.
Talk about it,
You
man.
feel me?
Stuck
You
that
can't
talk.
shame the shameless, bro. That
Yeah,
just
it's
is what it
impossible.
is. Like,
It's impossible.
we all need to understand and acknowledge that. You cannot shame the shameless, and that is what it is. Like, take that for what it is, and let's focus on a different way of beating him.
What they got to do is focus on 2020.
Exactly.
And find somebody that has enough charisma.
Exactly.
Smart enough. That
Qualified,
can take this,
all
exactly,
that. Yeah.
and all those, you know.
Instead of sitting here
Make a
trying to
list, man. Check it twice.
check it twice,
All those,
find out who's naughty or nice. Come on,
They got to figure it out, man.
bro. Trying to do all these things to get him
trying-
caught up for what he used to do, and did he cheat? At this point, he's already president, dog. Like,
Exactly.
wasting time. Okay, if they found out he did cheat, if there was collusion, what happens? He appeals.
I don't know.
No, I'm saying he's gonna appeal.
Of course.
It's gonna go back to court, and by the time all the shit is over, his 4-year run will be over. And okay, let's say he gets jail time. He's already in 70 something. He's on the way out. Like, I think it's a waste
He's
of
running
time,
again,
bro.
though, I think.
Maybe,
I know.
maybe.
I know. He
But,
already put in for it.
putting in the paperwork to run again might have been just like a just in case,
Okay.
Yeah, man. The Democrats or people focusing on trying to like get him in trouble, about
Cut it
past
out.
deeds or whatever. I'm like, bro, y'all are wasting your time. Clearly, nothing sticks, bro. He talked about how he grabbed girls by the pussy,
Yep.
and no
Grab
one,
around
you know
the
what I'm
pussy.
saying? Like,
Nothing happened to him.
Nothing happened. There's still a whole bunch of women who voted for him, knowing
A
how he views
shitload,
women.
yeah.
So like, come on. And white women in a crazy percentage still voted for him. Like, nah, it is what it is. Like,
It's just funny to me that he says all these things and he still gets the votes.
bruh, he's let you know who he is. That's what Maya Angelou said, right? When people show you who they are, believe them.
Believe him.
I would understand if they were doing all this earlier, fucking
They should have done this
2016,
shit before.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Dog, we're.
Well, they couldn't have done this because this is based off
I
rigging
know
the
it's
election.
fair.
but-
I feel you. I'm just saying we're damn near 3 years into this shit, bruh. Just take the L. Let's
Donald
focus on the
Trump.
future, man.
Yeah, word. This investigation has been going on for 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And no collusion. Although I will say they found they indicted about 32 to 33 of his people.
Oh boy.
So man,
So
even though
all his boys.
all his boys is locked up and shit. So even though this doesn't prove anything or they don't find anything of collusion in there,
Birds of a feather.
flock together.
That's
man.
what I'm saying,
You know?
dog.
If all these dudes is getting
if-
one of his boys. Who was it? The manager or whatever guy. Like he was sentenced to prison
Yeah.
a while ago. What's his name?
Paul Manafort, maybe.
Yeah, Paul Manafort. There you go.
Damn,
you
I'm
smart,
good.
man. We do got facts sometimes.
Sometimes.
So yeah, so that guy, he's going to jail and shit. There's no way all these people around you,
Bruh, his lawyer got
his
in trouble.
lawyers, his lawyer's going to jail too.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
exactly.
whatever his name is too.
Everybody around you got dirty, but the splatter ain't
That
hit
one
you
man.
somehow.
They're
So
all protecting him. This is the perfect example of you ever read the book 48 Laws of Power?
yes.
It says keep all those people around you. That way you're not by yourself. So if they try to target you, they got to go through everybody else first. This is it right here, buddy.
Damn it, man.
Everybody's going down, but not him. They got to keep the guy that pays everybody alive.
I don't know, man. Do you think the Democratic Party should be investigated now?
In the video where he says that all this investigation started illegally.
No.
Obviously, I don't believe him, but I'm no lawyer. I don't know the facts.
Right.
If it was illegally, then they should get investigated. But if not, man, let's just focus on 2020, right? Get somebody in there. Kanye West, maybe.
Oh my God. Come on,
Nah,
man.
he's running, man. I'm just, celebrities are gonna win going forward, man.
I don't think I think it might swing the other way. Yeah.
No, I don't. You
think
think
we're
so?
gonna get a little more serious now.
I think politicians have to be a little.
They got to be quasi celebrities.
Exactly. They got to play a little
celebrity
role.
adjacent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Going forward,
Yeah.
even though we've had celebrities before, I think we both.
True,
spoke about
we have, but not of this. Not celebrities who everything they deliver to the public is via Twitter and shit.
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
is a whole different
This man
ball
has
game right here.
All I know is that there was no collusion.
No collusion. Yeah, that's one thing I'll give him, man. In his stubbornness, in his stupidity, he finds a way to sometimes be funny,
Dude,
truly funny.
This man is entertaining to me. He's I'm interested in what he tweets and stuff just because it's so ridiculous
Right.
That I don't know, man.
For me, I won't say he's entertaining because when I think about
when I hear the word collusion,
no, that's what I'm saying. I can laugh at that.
That's entertainment. If you're laughing, you're entertained.
No. For me, it doesn't get to be entertaining because at the end of the day, he's the president and like he's the one running shit, and he's a complete moron.
That's what I'm saying. It's so crazy. It's funny.
I definitely find him funny. But being that no collusion was found, et cetera, he was saying there should be an investigation into the Democratic Party. You said you don't think so, right?
Only if it was done, illegally or whatever. I mean, there's two sides to every story, right?
Okay, we heard the Democrats, and maybe we can listen to Trump and see what he has to say. Like I said, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yep.
Okay, so he can be a moron or whatever, but there are two sides to every story.
Yep.
And maybe he can shed some light on some bullshit that's going on the Democrat side, because the Democrats do be doing some bullshit. You saw with Hillary and Bernie and whatever. Exactly. Politics is a dirty game. So I definitely want to hear both sides. And another case of hearing both sides is your man on the train. Did you see this video, bro?
Oh, yep.
Oh, man. So just give you guys some background. There was a video released of a man on a train kicking an old homeless lady in the face. Like kicking the dog shit, Liu Kang. You feel me? Bicycle kick.
All that.
Feel me? Cristiano Ronaldo. Like he's all in her face with it. It's crazy. The internet was outraged. Everyone who saw it was outraged. And then later on, it came out that allegedly it was because she threatened to stab his wife and kids. This man apparently was on the train with his wife and kids. The video doesn't show that. It just shows the man standing there. And
it just show the aftermath.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but apparently he allegedly, according to him, he was on the train with his wife and kids, and she threatened to stab his wife and kids. The family were on their way home. He told his 11-year-old to sit next to her, on the train. Hey,
a seat is a seat.
A seat is a seat, And allegedly the old lady threatened to hit the girl, and the man felt like he had to defend himself.
Yep.
So
or defend his daughter.
Exactly. Defend his daughter, protect his family, whatever.
Yeah.
When you found out some of these other facts, like, what'd you think?
You got to hear both sides. Like you said, immediately right after. Like we said before, you can't be mad at the way someone reacts when they hear something. And if
there is no such thing as overreacting.
Exactly. And not saying he's right for kicking her, a 78-year-old woman, repeatedly in the head, but you can't tell him how to react if he just hears the words, I'm going to kill your daughter because she sat in the seat next to me, So he retaliated. He felt he protected his family the way you would, and you can world star that, bitch.
That's a fact. Word.
That's what he said.
He's like, video, world star that.
But yeah, this is a case of we have to hear both sides because no one talks or no one put the video out before when she was threatening or yelling. She was yelling at the family and threatening them because
people were ready to kill him. I saw this video and I was like, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, me too.
What the fuck? What's wrong with this guy?
Fucker.
But at the same time, it's like, now that more facts are coming out, again, I probably wouldn't have kicked her in the face.
Me either.
But you don't get to pick how people react. So if that's his reaction, hey, keep it real for me. A homeless lady on the train talking out the side of her neck, like that's not gonna shake me. I'm a New Yorker. Like
a homeless
that's Tuesday.
A homeless guy threatened to shoot up the train the other day if he didn't get a seat.
And someone gave him a seat?
Nobody reacted.
Like, shut your bitch ass up.
He just went to the next car and probably said the same thing.
The same thing, exactly.
It was so crowded, we were all sitting down. He said, if somebody doesn't stand up right now, I'm shooting everybody in here. Everybody just hit play on the iPod.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Shut the fuck up, bro. Ain't nobody taking your bum ass seriously. Fuck out of here.
Get out of here with that bullshit.
Man,
but yeah, he probably just moved on to the next car and started yelling until he finally got a seat.
Right. But is there any such thing as fighting words? Or is there any such thing that can be said that
as fighting words
makes you immediately resort to violence?
I mean, there has to be. For me, I don't think there is, man. The words, sticks and stones, right? For me.
Bruh, I was hoping you had some fighting words because for me, it's the same thing.
No,
you're not going to get me to fight off of words.
Off of words? No, forget about it.
Yeah.
No way. I'll smile at you.
Yeah. But if you were on the train with your son, Liam, and someone threatens your kid, what do you do?
If it's a 78-year-old woman that I know can, while I'm there, is not going to be able to. Right. Well, I don't know about, she might know Taekwondo.
Right, hey, man. She might,
but
some MMA or something.
She might know some MMA from back in her day.
Exactly.
She might put me to sleep with that Komora. But MMA community is going to hate us because that's not the real name.
It doesn't matter, man.
We ain't got
no facts, no problem, baby. Tune in.
Yeah, so but I feel like a 78-year-old woman, if she says it to me, like I'm just going to ignore her. Right. I'll move my son to another seat or whatever the case may be. But if it's
or just put his headphones on and press play.
Just press play, you know. But if it's like a 20-something-year-old guy or something, and he says something, I'm gonna talk back to him. I'm gonna say something I'm gonna address him. And if it leads to an altercation, then by God Almighty, I just had to protect my son. You know what I mean?
I feel you 100%, bro. Online, I also saw. I mean, I know what you're gonna say, but online, I also saw a lot of people saying, "Yo, no one did anything. No one did anything."
Buddy, listen.
Well, in that situation, would you have done anything?
Yeah, I would have got up from my seat and moved down the cart.
Yo,
but my opinion is not gonna change.
Don't be a hero under any circumstances.
Dogs, this guy could have had a gun on there. He's from Yonkers, number one. He's
That's
dressed
a fact.
like we're
Why,
in 1998.
Yo, he looks just like ODB.
He was probably listening to a DMX on the way home.
Everything was baggy.
Exactly. So
I'm thinking he's strapped.
Exactly. Dogs, it's different out here in New York.
No,
man.
but for you, that's what you're saying. You would have just gotten up and moved.
But you know what I don't like is people that record. Like, if you're going to record, go do something. I just mind my own business.
I don't know, man. That's tricky. Maybe the recording is a version of doing something. Maybe you're not courageous enough to physically put yourself in that
but you're doing it
risk.
to give it to the cops?
Exactly.
Maybe,
or to bring light to it. Because if no one records, we probably don't ever see this guy's face.
Oh, that's
We
true.
don't see the evidence
There's
of him kicking.
cameras on trains, man.
On the train?
All of them have cameras.
Okay, but how often do they check that shit? A lot of y'all would be arrested right now if they were,
That's true,
you know.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I'm not all the way against people recording. I wish that there was a different action. I wish that there was more action. But just think about it. Like, some people aren't trying to put themselves in harm's way. You included. That's what I'm saying.
But
so
I'm going over 2 seats down.
That's what I'm saying. But for some people, it's like, okay, I'm not going to put myself in that, but I can still do something about this by capturing it and getting my views up. You feel me? Because I know that's what it's about for you, motherfuckers.
I know some of those motherfuckers did it.
That's all these people
just
care
to get
about.
their Instagram popping or their Twitter or whatever.
It's ridiculous, man. No, but I know some people, they do record, you know, to have like some undeniable proof of what actually occurred. Because right now, nothing's been released about what was said to him and his family in terms of video footage. We don't have that. The only thing we have is him kicking Shorty in the face, and that's that. You know, if someone maybe would have recorded a bit earlier, then
do you start recording a little early when they're just arguing? I don't think so. Oh, they'll be like, look at this idiot arguing with a homeless woman.
True. It generally takes something to happen.
It takes something to happen
before people bring their phones out. I don't record, period.
I don't record, period.
Yeah, I'm not living that life.
I'm not. I don't even care no more. If people
We're-
are fighting, I just walk right by them.
Dude, I think we're
another day.
jaded New Yorkers, bro.
I think so.
I think that's what it
has
is.
to be.
We've seen too much shit,
I done lived here
and
too
at this
long,
point, it's like whatever.
Freshman year of high
Hold
school.
on, story time with Uncle Will.
This is a quick one though, but you know,
All right.
freshman year of high school and even 8th grade, right before I left the school I was in,
Middle school, yeah.
there was like a fight almost every single day where there was like, you know, oh, he has a red shirt on. They even banned us from wearing red shirts at one point.
Us too. We couldn't wear red, blue,
or
white.
us
or
either.
white at a certain part because of white tees.
Because of the white tee gang and shit. That's how many people were fighting.
Early New York, bro. Early 2000s New York. It's different, bro.
Before I used to stay and watch, or like follow for a little bit and watch. Oh, I want to know who's fighting.
Right.
I just walk
now
by.
I have no interest.
Doesn't even matter anymore.
I'll never forget. There was one time in the park, 189, people started fighting, and these motherfuckers. Maybe I'm just too serious about this basketball shit. I don't know, but everyone left the court to go watch the fight.
Of course.
And eventually, one of the dudes fighting pulls out a gun.
Oh.
Yeah, so everyone runs back to the court, and
now
I'm like, "Oh, what happened?"
Right?
Exactly. Now everybody want to hoop. Y'all see a little strap. Now everybody want to hoop. Come on, man.
Yeah, just like you said, there's always two sides, two
Gotta
stories.
hear both sides.
Yeah, like in this case, we don't know what happened at the beginning.
Yeah,
what happened, but yeah. So if you understand that there's two sides to every story and nuances of that nature, then you know that everything's not black and white.
Exactly.
Like our friend Kylie Jenner over here.
Man, that's your friend.
Hey,
What the fuck she do now?
This is the self-proclaimed billionaire. I mean,
What they Kawasaki Jenner do now?
Self-made.
What they Kuliki Takati Jenner do now?
So Forbes magazine said that she's the youngest self-made billionaire.
My bad. Go ahead.
That she's the youngest self-made billionaire, and yes, Forbes is saying that. Forbes is claiming this, and she says that she is because her parents cut her off at 15.
Right.
Now, what do you think about that, man? Is she self-made?
Okay, There's first of all, in terms of money, I don't think there's any such thing as self-made, really. Because self-made, in terms of making money, in terms of attaining that level, that amount of money, $1 billion or a billionaire status, whatever. I feel
you sound like Obama. That's what he said, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell. Did he say that? There's no such thing.
Time ago.
Oh. No,
go ahead.
Honestly, I don't think you can attain that on your own. Self-made literally means unaided. Like no one helped you at all, which is bullshit. If you have a business, the people working in the business are helping. They're being paid, but they're helping. If you have, whatever the hell, if you win the lottery or something, I guess that's self-made. But then you didn't do anything necessarily for it. You won. So I don't know. And whenever she says her parents cut her off at 15, I think she's just dismissing or minimizing that the fact that she came from a particular family and a particular background.
Yep.
Do you think she was self-made?
Hell no. There's no way this woman is self-made. Even if they cut her off at 15, this is what she states. She also states that she used all her own money based off of this. But without her mom being her manager, she wouldn't be on that show. Or being in that family, she wouldn't be on that show, which is what made her the money.
If her sister wasn't with Ray J on camera,
they wouldn't be that
she
big. Wouldn't
have popped that way, and the family wouldn't have got her on that way.
If those plastic surgeons didn't give her those lips and that ass, all right, and them cheekbones, she was not going to be as popping as she is now. You know what I mean?
You know what Kawasaki Jenner strikes me as?
Talk about it.
She strikes me as, those kids who, let's say there's a family of 4, right?
Yep.
And the parents progress naturally as time goes on. So at first, they start out with simple means. They don't have much money. But, as life goes on, they get more money. They move to the burbs or whatever. So their 2 oldest kids might be born and grow up in the hood, but the 2 younger ones, they might have been born in the hood, but they kind of grew up in the burbs. We see this very often here in New York. Like,
hell yeah,
there'll be kids who are born in the Heights, but they grow up in Yonkers, or born in the Heights, but they grow up in Jersey or whatever.
It happened with my girlfriend's younger sister, right?
Exactly. That's exactly my point. You generally see a rejection of the area where they're actually from, and they're always trying to claim that old tough neighborhood.
I'm from Dykeman.
Exactly. They want to claim the old tough neighborhood where their parents came from. It's like no one wants to say that they got help. No one wants to say that their life has been relatively easy. Everyone has to, I came from the bottom, And I think this is just another example of that.
Everybody wants Tom Brady's story, right?
Oh, here you go.
The underdog.
He
came from
Tom Brady was an underdog.
100, yeah.
No, six round pick.
6-round pick.
It is what it is.
7 quarterbacks before him.
It is what it is.
But off of Tom Brady, all right? The GOAT.
No, but that's what I'm saying. For me, she is that same representation. Instead of just saying, no, absolutely, my parents and my family offered me a platform that I would not have had otherwise.
Yep. They own like 20% or 30% of E! Network.
Oh, also. Wow. Though that family?
That family does,
I wouldn't be surprised, man. That's why a lot of y'all be watching that bullshit.
And that's where her show was on.
That's what I'm saying. But dude, whenever she's like, no, I had a fan base, and that's what. How do you think you got your fan base? You don't do anything of interest. Like, you don't. Well, to them it's interesting, so I can't say you don't do anything of interest. But you didn't have a pliable trade. You didn't have a pliable skill. It was because you were XYZ's younger sister.
At first.
It was because you were XYZ's younger sister, and that's what people were interested in. Yeah, now, where I do give her credit,
she's a hustler.
Exactly.
She hustles, man.
Her and like the rest of the family, even
all of them.
The OG, the one from the video, the original one. Even her, I can say all this. Oh, if you weren't on that video, XYZ. Either way you want to slice it, she took
was famous before that too, though.
Not famous though.
She was, but not
she was doing Paris Hilton's closet.
Yeah,
we didn't know her name. I
didn't know her name.
That's what I'm saying. Like we gotta.
But what I'm saying
is
she was the famous person's assistant.
Right.
So like some people.
She was visible.
Exactly.
She was visible. Absolutely. But
that sex tape threw her
exactly.
On the next level.
Exactly. That sex tape
Kanye
took it to another
West
level.
Says it in a song.
My girl got famous off of a home movie.
Yeah,
that's
something
it,
like
bro.
that. Yeah.
But I say that to say where I do give her credit is she took whatever she was given and she ran with it. Same thing as her older sister. Same thing as that entire family. And that cannot be taken away from them. You can say what you want about, they're talentless, this, that, and the third. They've managed to spin this straw into gold. And for that, if you can be objective, you can tip your hat off to that,
Yeah, man. I think she is a hustler. I think she hustles the most from them now
Oh, okay.
Because she did the cosmetics thing. And that's really what blew up for her. The whole
right. She has like lipstick, right?
Yeah, lipstick, eyeshadow. I don't know what the other. What was the other?
Said eyeshadow, blush,
whatever. That eyeshadow.
Lip
Who
fillers.
knows, man? Shit to make you look pretty. All right.
Yeah.
That's what she sells. And I think she took that and she ran with it. Like, you know, and she has a whole bunch of other endeavors, I guess. Yeah. I just credit her to being a hustler. I do not think she's self-made.
No, she's not self-made. And
no way. We don't think that.
Yeah, no.
She does.
By definition, she's not self-made. But at the same time, who really is? Yeah. That's my whole thing about this. If she would, instead of doubling down, I am self-made, because this was talked about before.
You know who I think is self-made? People like not to also bring sports into this, but like LeBron James had only his mom growing up. He says that he had to walk a long ass way to school. He was in the gym by himself, with his teammates and stuff, but you know, he would practice by himself. And then like when he made himself into the athlete that he is, then people started helping him more. What I mean by that is, like, I'm sure like coaches helped him and stuff like this.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm sure coaches helped him and stuff like this, but he had to do the walking by himself. Like, a coach didn't go pick him up.
True. I'm saying, but nonetheless, okay, a coach didn't go pick him up and walk him.
They were.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, someone still took the time to coach him.
But I think after the fact that they already saw the talent, not in the beginning.
We don't know, man. He's been playing ball since he was 6.
I know, but I'm saying what I mean. If
I'm helping you at 6, I don't know if I see anything.
You think he was being helped at 6? No.
Yeah, he was playing football and basketball at 6. I'm saying even those coaches who coach scrub ass kids. And when I say scrub ass kids, I mean kids who show no fucking athletic talent.
No athletic talent.
Yeah, so I think that's still helping. So by the definition of the word unaided, I think it's bullshit. There's no such thing as unaided, and that's what I was trying to say. If she would instead hone in on that, because this came out before, and you know the internet went crazy because they called her self-made, right?
Yeah.
And so now this time she does her interview and she doubles down. Oh, I am self-made. If she would instead not get so fucking offended and not act like this suburban kid who still wants to claim their mom or their older siblings' hood roots, just own it. Like, well, yeah, I did get help. But who doesn't get help? I'm glad I got help, and now I can help other people. That's how you spin
I hustle more than everybody else.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I got help, but look what I did with it. You know, that's why I think she should focus her energy on.
And I think she does have to focus her energy on saying that she's a hustler rather than self-made. She shouldn't be. She shouldn't get emotional based off what people are saying. But yeah, that's that with that.
Let's get to some people who are a little more self-made. Just a little more. Deportes.
Some deportes, my friend.
Athletes, man.
Athletes, man.
You know?
These are...
they be shooting in the gym.
So this week, they be out there shooting in the gym. You're right. You saw, before we even started about deportes, this is deportes, but Kobe Bryant's wife said she's not going to stop having babies until he gets a boy. What do you think?
I love her. I love her for that. You feel me? If your partner wants something that is attainable, then
keep it going.
Go ahead,
man. Keep it going.
And she's the one that has to carry the kids and blah blah blah. Anyway, she's the one that has to go through the pregnancy. I'm saying. So if she's down, shit, Kobe.
We need a Kobe Jr. man.
Bruh, Kobe, do what you've done best all along. Keep on shooting, baby.
Keep on shooting.
Shoot that club up, baby.
Hey,
shoot that club up, baby. The more shots you put up, the more shots you're likely to make. You dig?
Let's hope he guts one.
Kobe, do what you do.
All right. Back to a regularly scheduled program.
Talk
Gronk
about it.
Retires this week. He announced it on Twitter or Instagram, one of those.
Yeah.
Everything's on social media. So go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Big fact. No facts, no problem.
No facts, no problem. Yeah, he retired this week. Do you think he's the best tight end ever? Or in the conversation?
He's definitely in the conversation, because even for me as a casual football fan, and I use that even loosely now, watching a game, I can see, dude, he blocks.
Does everything.
Yeah, he blocks like a damn lineman. He's reliable, you know. And at the end there, you started kind of seeing his durability going down.
He kept getting injured.
He kept getting hurt. But I think some of that was due to the rule changes. Being that they implemented the rule about head-to-head collisions and targeting, etc., a lot more players are diving at people's knees.
Yep.
And whenever you're 6'7" and you're playing with these 5'9" tanks, a lot more people going at your knees, you're not going to necessarily last, man. That's just kind of how it goes.
And he hurt his arm once in an extra point play.
Exactly. Yeah, dude, Gronk is definitely in that discussion. I mean, I fuck with Tony Gonzalez. I remember he was a bad boy.
Chiefs.
My man Jason Witten, of course.
He's coming back, right? That's
He
the one
said
that
he's coming back. Yeah, he's coming back. Jason Witten was a problem. Gronk, I think Brady's going to miss him, but I can applaud a dude seeing that it's time to go. You know, not trying to force it. Not being fucking carried out on a stretcher. 9 years in is good enough, bro.
Yeah.
You know, all those hits to the head.
It's better than the average football player, right?
Exactly.
They last about 4 seasons.
Exactly.
And yeah, like you said, I do think he's in the conversation. I also think the guys that you named.
I mean, you would think he's in the conversation. You're a damn Patriots fan, but whatever.
No, I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm a Tom Brady fan.
Okay. Tom Brady's favorite target.
Tom Brady's favorite target. Gronk, baby. Gronk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think he's in the conversation. Like, he's 9 years in. He has 3 rings and 6 Super Bowl appearances. Man.
Right.
Some people go
mad
their whole
Pro
career.
Bowls.
Yeah, mad Pro Bowls, all that. And a bunch of people go in. I mean, go through the NFL and they don't see the Super Bowl. You know?
That's a fact.
Especially with like whoever was on the Cleveland Browns the last 200 years. They haven't seen a playoff
For 200 years.
God
damn it,
they got
Cleveland.
Odell Beckham, man. Maybe they'll get a chance.
Odell ain't receivers aren't.
No, but they got a good quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. They got to worry about that line. You get a good O line to give that quarterback some time to throw.
Yeah.
Give Baker a little time to operate back there, and then you can start cooking. And of course, defense for Gronk. We're starting to see it a bit more now.
Yeah,
players retiring quote unquote early.
Yeah,
you know, it's like all
Athletes.
this stuff about CTE. Yeah, but I'm saying in football in particular.
Football,
all this information about CTE coming up. It's like dudes don't want to keep risking their lives anymore, man. And Gronk, if you seen him, you heard him talk. He can't afford to lose any more brain cells.
Word.
Okay, Gronk ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. All right, he's not the most potent weed in the dispensary. So. Him being like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit this one out. I'm done. I can understand it, and I even applaud him.
He made his. Me too, and I do think he's in the conversation, obviously. But he's like like you said, everybody's retiring early. There's that one dude from Buffalo Bills that retired at halftime. You remember that?
Yeah, in the middle of the game. He's like, I'm out. That I didn't like.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah, no, you gotta finish the game, bro.
Word.
You gotta finish the game. You gotta finish the game.
Quitting.
You fucking teammate, you gotta finish the game. Fuck out of here.
Gronk, Hall of Fame right away or no? First ballot?
No, he's not going to the first, but he's gonna get in. Just the 3 rings, and he's up there with
3
he has
rings,
like 70 something touchdowns.
79.
Exactly. Oh, it would have been perfect if it was 69. It would be so Gronk.
It would be so Gronk.
It would be so Gronk. But yeah, I think
so. You don't think he's first ballot?
First ballot. I mean, no. The Football Hall of Fame is a little harder to get into.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think he'd be first ballot. It depends who he's up with.
T.O. wasn't first, right?
Yeah, but that was because the fucking writers were upset with him. Exactly. T.O. should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame. They did that to spite him.
You know, I was going to bring that up, and that's why I think Gronk is a first round, because they all love him.
The writers
love him. He plays
him.
jokes. He says jokes with them and stuff like this.
I hate that.
And it's so biased. Like, you can't help but be biased.
That's what I'm saying.
You're human.
I hate that. Well, I don't like hate.
That's why I think he's going to be a first round.
Yeah. I don't mean hate, but I dislike the fact that it's all kind of all up to the writers. And if you had a good relationship with them, they can show you love. But if you don't, or if you didn't while you were playing, they can kind of hold that against you, as we saw with Terrell Owens. And what he did in return was, instead of going to Canton, Ohio to give his speech, he had it at Chattanooga University where he played and shit. So it's a bad relationship with the media, and he kept it going. Gronk, like you said, they love him. He makes them laugh and blah, blah, blah. So.
Yeah, he be joking with them. I think they all like him, and that's why I think.
Yo, but do you think
he does have numbers to get in?
Yeah, no, for
not,
sure.
Maybe not first.
Not first ballot. I don't think. But he has numbers to get in. Absolutely.
Exactly. But since he's so good with the media, and they, you know, like you said, it's the media that votes. That's why I think he's going in number 1. I mean,
that's a good point. That's a good point. Do you think he stays retired though?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. It's
the
hard
thing.
to
He's
believe.
29. He's gonna be 30. But I'm like, bro, because imagine he sits out like half the season,
comes back.
That's what I'm saying. Probably bored. The Patriots, of course, will take him back, and he said he's not playing for anybody else. He said that years ago. He's like, Brady's my quarterback. That's it.
They tried to trade him once, and he said, if you guys trade me, I'm gonna retire.
But I'm saying, imagine he sits out like half the season, comes back, rejuvenated, whatever. And Brady has his
stay in shape.
Exactly. I can see it happening.
Yeah, I could see it coming.
And we see this often now with dudes who are retiring early. They change their mind. Just like with Conor McGregor.
Yep.
Talk about it. He retired in 2016, or he announced that he was going to retire in 2016. Then he came back. And again, he retired the other day. He told the UFC that he's done. He tweeted. He retired via Twitter. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so let me give you guys some background to this. Conor McGregor is an MMA fighter.
Yep, mixed
martial arts. And so basically, he was all set to fight again, but he said he would fight, but he wants shares of the company as opposed to just being paid, a sum for fighting.
Yeah.
The UFC notoriously underpays its fighters.
Yeah, man, it's awful.
Exactly. Conor is like the highest paid one, but people still feel that he's underpaid.
Yeah.
And he still feels that he's underpaid. And this time he was looking at the bigger prize. He wants shares in the company. And when he didn't get that,
he retired.
Yeah. He said, I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
I saw his tweet, yeah.
Okay. Talk
I saw
about
that
it.
he
Talk
wanted
to me.
shares as well.
Yeah.
Him trying to get shares, man, I applaud that, man. Try to get whatever you can out of a company that's
Big
clearly milking their employees.
Yeah.
They don't allow players to have certain sponsorships because the UFC signed one with Reebok. So while you're in there,
they limit what you can earn.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly. They limit what you can make off. Out of the ring. At least they did at one point. I don't know if that contract is still there.
Yeah.
We didn't have no facts here.
Yeah, we ain't got no facts.
So
it's no facts, but no problem.
But yeah, one time people had sponsorships with like Nike, with Under Armour, and things of that nature. And then UFC signed a deal with Reebok, so they banned everybody from having those sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I applaud him for trying to get that. He didn't get it, so he retires. Like you said, he did this before, so I do think he'll be back. Unless he's just retiring from UFC and goes to a like Bellator, or one of those other things.
Nah, I don't think he would do that. Unless they bring that bag.
Yeah, but they pay a lot of money now. They're like,
I know, but they be Bellator. They don't test for certain things and blah blah blah. They move a little differently over there.
Exactly, so he can cheat too.
No, but I'm saying a lot of fighters feel like that's not what they want. They'd rather be in an environment with the full testing.
Yeah, I think he's gonna come back. Like you said, he did this before. I also think that him staying there, he has a lot to win. He has a company called Proper Whiskey.
Oh, the whiskey company, yeah.
Yeah, he has it's called Proper Whiskey, and they picked him up. The UFC picked that up as a sponsorship, so his logo's in every event and stuff.
Oh yeah, he's still gonna be involved regardless.
Yeah. And when I was saying about him having a video that he says that he wants to give Nate a third fight because it's deserved.
Yeah,
they're 1-1 right now.
Right. Diaz, right?
Yeah. Diaz should have been 2-1. I mean 2-0. Should have been 2-0. 2-0.
You felt Diaz should have won?
I think Nick should have won both.
Both of those?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that because his last name's Diaz?
No. I saw the fights and like the one fight where any other fight they would have stopped it, man. In the third round he didn't swing. He swung like 3 times the whole third round.
Wow.
He was out of breath the whole time. Yeah. And Nick wants to beat him standing up, so Nick didn't take him down.
Exactly.
Because he wants to knock him out or whatever. And he ended up losing, I believe, that fight.
Yeah.
But he won the next one, so.
Yo, but I found it interesting that he was asking for shares because he feels he brought a certain level of visibility to the UFC.
To the
Yeah. And I think that's factual, man. If you're already a fighting fan, of course you knew about the UFC, you know about GSP or Anderson Silva or even back to the Chuck Liddell days. Exactly. Yeah. But if you're a super casual fan, it's him with his trash talking, with his Armani suits, and, the whole spectacle of it all. The whole spectacle that he brought to the fight game is what brought tons of people in. So the reason why he's asking for shares is because of that. You can't quite put a price on that. I mean, you can, but no one's really tracking, okay, are they watching because of Conor McGregor or not? They just see the numbers going up. And dude, there are 22 other random people invested in the UFC, such as Ben Affleck, Tom Brady, Rob Dyrdek, Guy Fieri, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Weeknd, fucking, let me see, Robert Kraft, Adam Levine, LL Cool J, Cam Newton, Maria Sharapova.
They spend their own money for that, though.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. They bought shares, and now they're shareholders in the UFC. Maybe if they would give him an opportunity to buy shares, or I think if they could give him... It's a publicly
traded company.
Okay, no.
Anybody can go and buy shares.
Okay, so I think being that he's put in the work to uplift the brand, he can be paid in some shares.
I think he should get paid in some shares. Yeah. He should, but it's kind of weird if you're a co-owner and you're an employee. How does that work?
Weird how? He still wants to win.
Let's say you're a co-owner and Dana White, who's the one that makes up the fight, says, "Oh, next fight you have to fight Dillashaw or something, right?
TJ Dillashaw, yeah,
yeah, who just tested positive. Let's say you have to go fight Dillashaw. He says, no, I don't want to fight Dillashaw. I'm an owner. I'll fight this guy.
No. Just because you're an owner doesn't then automatically give you free reign on who you're fighting. No, but that's what I'm saying. So long as they keep those things in place, those parameters in place, it's fine. I think the whole owning shares is just about finances. He sees that the value of the UFC is going up. He feels that
it's been sold 4 times already.
That's right. And he feels that he was one of the conductors to help that go up. And he feels he should be compensated. That doesn't mean he starts to get making rules. He wants that coin.
He tries to make rules now.
And no one's listening to him. They still make him fight whoever they want. They strip him of his belts if he doesn't fight.
He doesn't accept certain fights.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Who he wants. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying he's saying he wants to fight XYZ. They still tell him who he's gonna fight. He has, he can take it or not. And if he doesn't take it, they take the belt.
Yeah, no. So, I think he should get it. But I'm saying, like, what do you do then if he asks for certain things that
I don't know, dog. I'm like, if y'all got Maria Sharapova, Sylvester Stallone, I love Rocky, but come on, Marky Mark, all of those. Okay, so my man, he invested his blood, sweat, and tears, and he got paid. But we can all sit here and say it wasn't adequate. Exactly. Yeah. So I think the right thing to do would be to go ahead and let him get some of those shares. Let him be paid in some shares. I think both parties would be happy there. I understand in business, there's no necessarily the right or wrong thing. It's all about money at the end of it. Yeah. But yeah, man,
I wouldn't give him shares if I owned the company or if I was hell no, I wouldn't give.
Even if you feel like he brought a certain visibility to it, if you feel that way.
Even if I feel that way,
you're the owner. You see, he helped my company get to a certain level.
Even so, man, because you want to stay the owner. You give up. Let's say you're the majority owner and you give up.
As long as you keep 51%.
51%. I don't think anybody owns 50. As long as you're the majority owner, because these companies are owned by 20 by him, 30 by him, whatever. As a business person, I wouldn't give shares of a company to him. I would give shares of a company in terms of like, next paycheck you're supposed to get $100 million, right? I don't think they
never pay that way. He got
20
that
million.
In boxing.
Let's say that. Yeah, he got that in boxing.
But they took 20% of that.
I know. Fucking UFC. But let's say next fight you're supposed to get paid $2 million.
Okay.
Right? They all get paid around the $2 million, except for him. $2 million. Instead of giving you $2 million, I'll give you $2 million worth of shares.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Pay him in shares.
But no, he wants shares and his payday.
No, that's what I would negotiate. No. You would get a regular headliner's payday. Maybe not the Conor McGregor payday, a regular headliner, because the regular headliners don't make no $2 million.
I know. They make like 100,000.
Exactly. So regular headliner, but if you win, you get paid XYZ amount in shares.
Yeah.
Or maybe you get paid XYZ amount in shares if you win, and a smaller amount if you lose.
Yeah. But like you get the tickets or whatever, because they do split the door or whatever.
The gate, yeah.
I don't know if UFC does. I don't think they do. But boxing definitely does.
Boxing does, and that's how he got up to 100 mil with Floyd, even though, like I said,
LeBron did that. LeBron did a whole, he has his media company. They did a whole ad. They did an ad for Liverpool. And instead of getting paid money, he got paid $6 million worth of Liverpool shares.
Oh, wow.
Which now is worth like $32 million. So that was a good.
Go ahead, Bron. Yo, Bron, let me get a dollar. Bron, can I get a dollar?
You know he's worth $700 million.
Bron?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it'd be more.
Yeah, $700 million at the moment. Well, this was last year that I read that article, so it's
it
definitely
probably went
up.
Probably went up.
The shop wasn't out and shit like this, but talking about basketball, March Madness is in.
Yes, sir.
As we all know. And
been watching.
Duke got
Zion.
My man Zion and Duke. They got a little victory, a hard one at that, where they won by 1 point. I think it was right. 1 point.
Yes, sir. 1 point.
Against UCF.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
First of all, future Knickerbocker Zion Williamson.
Talk about it. Speak it into existence.
Oh, that's a big fact. Future Knickerbocker Zion Williamson. I think it was. I don't think they deserved to win that game.
They got outplayed too. I think.
Exactly. But one thing that I did see was, and this is obviously just extra analysis, Zion struggles against that much size. Now, Taco Fall is 7'6".
Golly.
So it's not even like he's a common commodity. But at the same time, the NBA does have a fair share of 7-footers.
Yep.
And Zion couldn't quite be the same Zion around the basket. Yeah. And it showed that teams can slow him down.
They can use it against him going
forward. They can slow him down if they put someone of that size around the basket. And I mean, that's common basketball knowledge. I think a lot of us were under the impression that Zion was unflappable, like he's just going to dominate all the way through. But
take over.
Yeah. But even with all that said, He's the one that made the and one to tie the game up.
He missed that free throw, though.
He missed the free throw, but his man was there, cleaned it up. So
how different would the media have talked about him the next day had he missed that free throw and they lost because of that?
Ooh. He would have still gotten credit because he had another double-double or whatever.
But I know one person would have said, he cracks under pressure.
Who?
Somebody would have said.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah, somebody's going to talk. I thought you were going to say, like, Skip Bayless or something.
I was going to say Skip. That's the crazy thing. Or Colin
Coward, yeah.
One of them two.
One of them they'd be reaching. No, definitely they would have talked shit. But, again, they wouldn't have even been in position if it weren't for him.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him. Yeah, I agree.
But one takeaway that I had, and I've had this all season, these coaches, man, because, okay, Duke has 3 All-Americans in Zion, R.J. Barrett, and Cam Reddish. And I remember when the game where Zion's shoe exploded and he left, they lost to Carolina at home. Yep. And I felt like no one brought up the point that, Coach K, for all the love and for all the fucking money you get, you still have 2 McDonald's All-Americans on your team. Yeah, Why are you getting spaked by 20 at home?
Don't disrespect Coach K, man. Come on, man.
Nah, bro. Like, enough is enough. Like, yeah, you've won some rings. You get all the hallelujahs.
He gets the gold medals.
Exactly. You get the gold medals. Heard you. Except the coach doesn't get one. But I feel he coaches them to it. But I'm just saying, you still have all this talent on your team, and you're still struggling because of one guy's not there. It makes me question.
In the UFC, you're talking about in the North Carolina game?
In the North Carolina game, but in general, I'm saying, because they struggled. They lost another game without him while he was out. I'm saying, if you're as good of a coach as we all think you are, one dude not being on the team should not throw your whole team off.
Yeah.
This is Duke, man. It shouldn't be one guy fucking shifting the tide this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got what you mean. I think he did good. I think he coached good that game. He kept making adjustments last game too.
Right.
Because they were losing. They were losing for the majority of the first half, correct?
Yeah.
Or at least
it was up and down.
Yeah, up and down. And he kept making adjustments to get him back in. And let's not forget that guy used to work for him, the other coach.
Right. Yeah, it's one of his disciples.
Yeah, one of his disciples.
The Krzyzewski disciple.
And I think that guy obviously learned a lot. I think that team should have won. But, Duke
that's what I just feel like the game might be passing him by a little bit, and we're not acknowledging it because it's Coach K.
Coach K, yeah.
And, like, the same thing can be said for the Tom Izzos of the world. Tom Izzo is, for those of you who don't know, he's the coach from Michigan State. Michigan State has already won 1 championship under Tom Izzo. He's been to the Final Four 7, 8 times. They won a championship in 2000, and he just gets so much love. Tom Izzo, it's like he has so much credibility and so much goodwill built in already. Recently in this last game, he was barking on one of his freshmen. So there comes a timeout, so everyone's going back toward their benches, and Izzo starts laying into this guy, Aaron Henry. And he's obviously, you can't hear what's being said, but you can read body language, you can read gestures, and he's screaming at him and everything. And you see Henry asking, what's going on? Like, he has the shoulder shrug and hands out, and Izzo just keeps going, and other players have to jump in and pull him back. Did you see this video?
I saw it. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. You have a problem with it? I don't have a problem with it. Here's why. When you're Tom Izzo, Eric is tight. When you're Tom Izzo, you expect something to happen. I mean, you expect, or when you're a college coach, you expect players to perform. Now, I don't know if that kid performed or not that game. He made a mistake, and that's why he was being barked at.
Yeah.
But he treats everybody the same. He's barked at people before.
Yeah.
He barked at Draymond Green
while he played for him.
While he played there, and
that's the thing. A lot of players were defending him.
Exactly. You go into that school knowing because he's done it to. They had a list of all the players he's done it to. They're on the NBA now.
Yeah.
And it's like, you should know going in there that this is the coach that you're going to have. He's going to be passionate.
Yeah.
Or, he's going to... Eric gets passionate like that. He starts yelling at people on the court,
No.
So
me yelling during sports?
There's people that you should expect this to. And I think that he has players that a lot of the times they stay more than 1 year. And they all should know going in that this is the guy that they're going to get.
Man,
that he's going to yell at everybody.
I hear you, but I think there is an issue here because of the power dynamic. For those of you who don't know, college basketball coaches are damn near gods. on campus. You know, they're the end all be all. They can take away your scholarship and ruin your life. The player has no power in college. You know, once you commit to a school, you're kind of there. I mean, you can always transfer.
You lose
but
a year.
Exactly. You have to sit out a year and all. You know, there's a whole thing to it. And the issue is in that I think that could have been a more teachable moment. I don't know what was said. So, you know, there's a backstory to this. I've been barked on by coaches. Like I said, I grew up in the locker room. So for me, being yelled at doesn't hurt me in that regard.
Yeah.
You know, I can actually learn from it. But at the same time, this kid apparently did not understand what was going on. And I think Izzo maybe should have gone about that differently. Now, was I as upset as most people were? No, because I understand it. Like, that's sports, man. Coaches yell. That's what they do, you know? Babies cry, coaches yell.
Exactly.
Like, that's just how the game goes. Our society is just a little soft, man. We're a little soft nowadays. It's like, oh, he yelled at the kid. Oh, this big problem. Nah, he's not like Bob Knight, you know, yoking him up by the shirt or throwing chairs at him or whatever. Shit. No, he's barking on him for making a mistake that I'm sure they've gone over before. And that's just is what it is. Like, this is the NCAA tournament, man. One loss and it's over. So you don't get any do-overs, you know? Everybody has to be sharp. And as you said, whenever you go to the school, you understand what you're signing up for. I understood it, but maybe this is just me speaking as an athlete, you know?
Yeah.
If that was your son,
I think I would have said the same thing. As long as Izzo doesn't put his hands on him,
exactly.
Yell at him.
I feel the exact same way. If I've trusted you to coach my son, then do your thing. I'm gonna give you room to do your job. As long as you don't put your hands on him, we're good.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel. As long as you don't put your hands on him, we're good to go, man.
All right. Do you have anything that brought you some joy?
Yeah, man. So something that made me happy or something to see this week was on Monday. Apple had an event, and they announced various products. But one of them, the one that made me happy, was the Apple credit card. The reason it makes me happy is because they're eliminating all their fees. They're saying they're not going to have any fees,
right,
which is like a new way to bank. I know all the other banks are going to be tight when they see this.
Absolutely.
They're eliminating late fees, which is a big revenue maker for those guys.
Absolutely. Right.
And so that's what made me happy this week.
Yo, Apple, let me get $1.
Let me get $1.
Can I get $1? Come on, man.
Another thing was they offer cash back the same day. So it's like 2% cash back, and they give it to you the same day. Not like Chase or Capital One where you wait until the end of the month and then they put it in your account. These guys give it to you the same day.
Nice. Look at Apple, man. Starting to flex. You think they're gonna wipe out all those other credit cards?
I don't think they're gonna wipe them out because banks are hard to get rid of. That's usually who gives it away. But I think they're gonna
changing the game.
They're changing the game, just like the Cash app, the way they did that.
Yeah. They forced Zelle.
Exactly.
They forced Zelle to happen. Hell yeah.
So we win. In this case, the customer wins.
I mean, it seems that way.
Anyway. Yeah, it seems that way. Exactly.
Where the thing that brought me joy was my man Raheem Sterling. He plays for Manchester City. He's a soccer player. Plays in Europe. Plays for Manchester City and for the English national team. And right now, the Euro 2020 qualifying tournament is going on. So they were playing in Montenegro. Montenegro is around like Serbia, Albania, over there, like southeastern Europe kind of. And the fans there started some racist chants, started some monkey chants. Wow. And there's racism in America. There's racism everywhere. But in terms of athletics, in the U.S., if you carry yourself that way as a fan, you get thrown out or they're banned. There is attention brought to it and it's dealt with pretty swiftly. Whereas in Europe, they'll fine a team like 25,000 euros or something like that, which is peanuts for them. Yeah,
for the fans' action.
Yeah, because it's their home crowd.
Oh my goodness.
So these fans, they throw bananas on the field, they make monkey sounds or whatever, and the teams don't really do anything. And in this instance, they were doing this against the English players. England won the game 5-1, and Sterling had a goal and an assist. And after his goal, he cupped his ears to kind of antagonize them a little bit more. And he tweeted about it like, this is how you shut up a hater. And by hater, I mean racist. And he just shed a light to what some of these players deal with. Yep. And hopefully this is addressed. I think the punishment should be you make one of these teams host a game with no fans allowed. So they're losing. Yeah, because it's in the culture over there. You can't fine these teams any sum that's going to make the culture change. That's not going to work. For them, you have to affect their ability to view the game. So I think they should host a game and not allow any fans in, so there's no revenue there for that team. And the fans will see that this isn't something to be played with. This isn't something light. It's 2019, man. Shit needs to change. So
that'll also put pressure on the teams to start finding the people.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So shout out to my man Raheem Sterling. Way to step on a fucking necks. You feel me? You heard, Raheem? You heard? All right, iLLWill. You think we're all out of shit to talk today, brother?
For the day only.
For the day only, but iLLWill.
Talk to me.
iLLWill.
Speak on it.
Do you solemnly swear?
I solemnly swear.
To keep talking that shit?
To keep talking that shit.
Brother, I solemnly swear right along with you, keep talking that shit. That's another edition of No Facts, No Problem. Audience of one. Ain't no name yet. The name matters. Keep talking shit. The bald and the bearded. The daddy and the man. Dylon, and all that.
On
fire. Peace.
That pussy.
Liam.